It was so simple, but it was so beautiful. The original idea in the screenplay was that there would be a kind of a rectangular slot in one of Jupiter's moons. This was some kind of gate or aperture or portal to another universe. That was in the script. The problem was that photographing a slot in a planet is boring. I was starting to think about it for Stanley, and I remembered some techniques that were developed for the To the Moon and Beyond film that Stanley Kubrick had seen by a man named John Whitney. And he was doing these motorized movements of artwork and moire patterns and things with the shutter open while things moved around. I thought, well, what if we did that dimensionally? So it's going toward the camera, from the camera, and we do streaks of light. I did a little test on a Polaroid that I shot for Stanley, and I was just, oh yeah, it's going to work fine. And I took the Polaroid to Stanley that minute. I mean, I walked down to his office and I said, Stanley, this is it. The story Spielberg had written for the movie talked about that the UFOs would hide inside clouds and appear from clouds. I said, okay, I like that. The cloud tank was this idea of creating clouds, have a cup of coffee, and you would pour cream in it, you'd get little clouds, little tiny clouds. And I said, well, could we make the tiny clouds look like big clouds? So we built this tank that was about 5 feet or 6 feet, water tank, like an aquarium. If you filled the tank half full with salt water, and then you filled the top half with fresh water, they would be 2 different thicknesses. And at that plane between the two, it would be like the atmosphere of the bottom of clouds. They're sitting on the atmosphere. And the manipulator would be inside the tank, injecting milk. That's all it was milk. If I just pulled a little trigger, it would open a little valve. And I'm looking in the tank from behind the camera and just painting in 3D. And so that was how we shot all those clouds. It was like being God, it was really fun. And it looked so natural and so organic and so believable in some strange way. You could never do it with a computer. Since we had no LEDs or flat panel displays at that time we made the movie, I found this piece of plastic that had little bumps on it that was like a Lego, for a Lego kit. And so we painted it silver and then projected a movie onto it. That looks a lot like a lot of thousands of tiny light bulbs. Very simple. And so then we could put those on the buildings and put those on the blimp. It just seemed to me to be a natural thing to do, and that it would happen sometimes, because our job is to envision the future.